Hello and welcome to Dees20Stitches. I'm Dee. My pronouns are they, them. I'm a queer and trans cross-stitcher, designer, educator, and this is, I think, number 17, Flosstube number 17. I already hear my dog barking upstairs. That's Timbit up there. You probably can't hear him, but I can hear him. He's excited to be here. I'm excited to be here. Welcome back, 2023. The last Flosstube I did was in November, right before my birthday. So I have I have a lot to show you. I've got some really exciting finishes. I have a new release that Kari and I did back in December. I want to share and talk about it. I have tons of whips. I have some new starts. I have lots of things. It's something for everyone, and I hope you enjoy. And of course, at the end, we're going to talk a little bit of education because I'm an educator. But we'll specifically talk about this month's January Stitch for Pride. Okay, let's get started. Okay, we're going to start. Let's start with the new release. I wanted to talk about this to you in December when we released it, but time just got away from me. So this was our new release in December, and it fun fact, we tried to submit it to a Crossstitch magazine. They didn't like it. It didn't get in, but that just means y'all get it earlier. And it is our favorite floss. We use our favorite floss, Bryn needle. So this, awful, terrible. Hold on. There we go. This is Yule Goat. There you are. He's so cute. So it uses 3 colors. There we are. I believe the goat, the name of the color is called maybe Dark Tickle. Something like that. Print and Needle have some great names. So we have a dark kind of a purple. We have a bright red. I know that one's called Long John. And then we have a nice kind of foresty variegated green. This is a very quick stitch. I see a lot of people taking it on right now. Of course, this is available on Kari's website. I'll link it below. It will make a beautiful little ornament. That's my goal, is to finish it into a little flat ornament. This is also the called for fabric. I think it's 36 count Great Big C by Bryn Needle as well. This is a sample that they sent us, but any kind of mottled grayish blue will do. That color on there looks great, doesn't it? Wow. Kari and I design a lot of our pieces with very minimal colors, so you can have fun, you can play around, and I think Yule Goat will be one that you can definitely play around with. Yule Goat was for Yule, which was December 21st, around there, to like, you know, the solstice. I think it was the 21st. But here's the thing. Hey, Capricorns. Hey, Capricorns. It's Capricorn season, I think. Still, I don't know. Maybe we got out of it. This is a great Capricorn piece. This is a great winter piece, non-denominational piece. So yeah, Yule Goat is available all year round. It's a very good, like cozy stitch, quick stitch. And again, it's available in Kari store. If this is your first time, Uncanny Kari and I work together on designs. She is the artist. I slug out the pattern, and we stitch and produce together. So yeah, we're really excited about Yule Goat. I'm hoping that we're gonna have a lot of Yule animals, like every maybe year. There's talk of a Yule cat next year. That's what I want to do next year. Okay, there's Yule Goat. That's our new release. Ooh, speaking of, can I show, hold on. I don't know. I have a piece, but I don't think I can show it quite yet. What day is it today? Hold on, let me just peeky. No, that's not it. I'll tell you about it, and then probably in February I'll be able to show you. Uncanny Kari and I did a piece for Mislaid Pages. That was a weird one. Their bird box or burb box. We designed a piece. Jessie of Mislaid Pages designed a piece, and Michelle from Bendy Stitchy also designed a piece for this box. And Jessie is loading it with fabric that they dyed themselves and Dinky Dye's floss, Dinky Dye silks. I have to tell you, I saw Jessie's piece. I saw Michelle's piece. Just fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. If you are getting a bird box, please be excited. I am excited. The patterns, if you did not get a bird box, I'm sure the patterns will kick up somewhere. I know we'll release our pattern a year after. But you got, oh, these are so good. I really want to show you. I actually, even if I did want to show you today, I actually don't know where it is. Here, come on a journey with me. One sec. Look. Oh, whoa. Such a mess. I made a mess before I left on vacation, and I'm never, well, we don't want to see the computer. There we are. I'm never cleaning up, apparently. Yeah, I can't find it, but I'll find it and I'll show it to you in February when the box is released and when people start opening up their packages. So there's that. I finished that. Also, I've got actual, like, big finishes. Okay. Mess. Absolute mess. Oh. I finished a page of my long dog sampler. I'm going to say my long dog sampler, but now I have two. And we'll talk about that later. This is St. Reatham. I want to find the cover for you. Not available. Wait, available? Yes, available. This is what it looks like. St. Reatham was my very first piece that I did on linen. And of course I chose the largest piece possible. This is also a piece that like kick-started my really big love of just doing cross stitch for a little bit every day. So St. Reatham, I'm on page 3. I finished page 3 back in November, so I did finish it before the year was over, which was great. So let me show you. Wow, that's just hanging there, huh? There you are. This is page 3. We got a little griffon. We got STUV. We got a long dog and a little rabbit. Love the key. Love the little rabbit over here on this side. Love that tail. Love the cornucopia. The butterfly. Gosh, what? Everything. I love everything. Though I don't love how dirty this is getting. It's grungy. I think I talked about how there's like sauce stains on this. Okay, so let's zoom back. I'll show you the whole shebang. Oh boy, I gotta straddle something to get it. There we are. Wow. So I started this in 2020. So this one was 2020. This one was 2021. And then the bottom third page is 2022. Look, I have lots of room at the bottom. I have lots of room up here. So I think then now I'm gonna move on this way just to do the top. This is on 28 count. That's why it's so big. 28 count, just a cornflower Swigar. It's really nice. It moves really nicely. I can get my needle right through. Feels good to stitch on. It's just that it is so dirty because it's 3 years old now, running on 4 years old. It's just so dirty. I'll wash it eventually. First, I'll make sure that the fabric is color fast. I'm sure it will be. If I could lick. If I licked this, it would taste like barbecue sauce probably. Anywhere you put your tongue on this piece, it would taste like something. Chicken dipping sauce, barbecue sauce, ketchup, gochujang. What else? What other sauces do we have? A lot of soy sauce. Boy, a lot of just tzatziki probably. Like it's like you know, Willy Wonka with the schnozberries taste like schnozberries. You lick the wallpaper. You can lick my sampler. What does it taste like? Shouldn't taste like that. There's someone who is crying in the audience because my sampler's so dirty. Okay, so I finished a page there. I also had to finish, I think this is it. Yes. This is by Rosen, who does some killer patterns. I can't wait. I think I'm going to start another pattern in February of hers. This is Purim moth. It's on seafoam. I always say seafoam. I don't know why I say seafoam. Let me look. It's probably in here, right? Yeah, look at that. Oh, light lime. 32 count. I was way off. It's not seafoam. So it's like lightly, I was going to say lightly limey. Yeah, it's lightly limey. Here we go. Called for colors. It looks very pale, but it is limey. It's kind of like, almost like this color. And that's the Hebrew for Happy Purim on the bottom. We got a cool little moth. This is such, I really love Aya's pieces a lot. I love the color choices. I love how she, her use of space is really good on a bunch of them. So I can't wait. I finished this one, so I'm going to start another one. There's one with like a bee and a pomegranate, I believe. That one's on my list. This one I will finish into an ornament, and then I'm going to send it to a friend of mine who lives on the East Coast, and they celebrate, her and her partner celebrate Purim. So I'll be sending that to them hopefully before Purim begins in February, beginning of February, I believe. So that's on my list to fully finish. It's almost there. We're good. Speaking of fully finishing, I do have a fully finished object. She's up here. Boop. Let me go get her. Oh, you looking at my butt? Excuse me. Oh, in my dad jeans. That was sexual harassment. I apologize. Here she is. Wow, she's so shiny. Oh, girl, are you kidding me? This is a Vamp Valentine. Isn't she fantastic? Vamp Valentine was Kari and my Valentine's Day drop last year, the pattern that we produced last year. And I love her very much. This imagery, like her styling is so Kari, like it's so Kari. So I wanted to finish her with a lot of lace and sparkles, because that's also Kari. And pink, have to have it pink. So here's what I did. I have foam core, and not the sticky type, because I don't know. Because you have hot glue. Why do you need it to be sticky? You can just have hot glue. So what I did is I ironed on some interfacing, so just to keep my stitches and everything all together. Just white Is there a stain here? Everything I touch. I've got sticky little fingers. No, I'm good. I'm just sorry to stiff my fingers in front of you. That was weird. I'm not editing that out. Sorry. my partner who cut out the coffin shape of 3 pieces of foam core, and I basically just tightened and wrapped around each piece of fabric and then hot glued it in the back. Like, it's a mess in the back, but no one sees it. No one's gonna pry it apart and see it. I have some nice lace on the sides. This is some old burlesque fabric that I just had laying around. I used to be a burlesque artist. Now I mostly MC for drag and burlesque. So I had a lot of sparkles laying around. So that's what she got. And then what I did is, if you can see, I sandwiched this piece. This is another piece of burlesque fabric. It's got a nice, pretty texture. And I just sandwiched that together with this, and I put some nice lace in the middle. So that way you don't get to see, like, the back is nicely finished. So inside, it's a hot glue mess. On the outside, she's perfect. If you have never done a finish this way, I would highly recommend it. Just wrap it around a piece of foam core, use hot glue, and then put another piece of foam core, wrap some fabric, and then squish it together, and maybe finish it with some, you know, floofy stuff, right? Some bubbles and bits. Easy peasy. Easy for a trunk show, easy for your wall. I love her. This is going to go to Kari because we have to photograph her. We're going to re-photograph her and update our patterns. And also, I think I think she needs to live with Kari. I think so. So she's going to live up here until I see Kari next. Excuse my butt. Sexual harassment. I'm sorry. Okay. Rude. Rude. Those are all my finishes. That's a lot. I did a lot, folks. Let's talk about my starts. I have 2 of them. Yes, 1, 2. Okay. Okay. Just making sure. No, I want to, yeah, I have it on my lap. This is my New Year's start. This is called the Cuckoo. I almost said the Cuckoo. I love that border. I love the, of course, the accidental trans pride colors. You got your baby blues, you got your pinks on a white background. I love it. I love it so much. I made a decision. I had a piece of fabric that I thrifted, and it was like a cornflower blue, and instead of doing this on a white, I don't know, I don't want to stitch on white. I think that's, I don't know, it's not adventurous. For me, it's not adventurous, right? I like to be overstimulated with color. So I decided to take that piece of cornflower blue old fabric that I found in a thrift shop, and I decided to dye it. I dyed it once. It was okay. So I decided to dye it a little darker, and it just happens that this is the good size for that piece. This is a 20 count Aida. There's my this. I was looking for that. These are one of those things that you poke through the hole, and if you have a thread sticking out, you just poke it through. I didn't know I had that. So this is my progress, and this is the fabric I'm using. So as you can see, we've got some really nice darks. We've got a little bit of purple. There's some greens in there too. I really like it. And then let me get you close to what I've been working on. So I started with this berry bowl. The berry bowl's in the middle. There's some lettering, a little bird with some berries, and then the thistle border that I'm absolutely obsessed with. So I changed the colors. I had to change the colors because a lot of the baby blues were not going to show up on this. Look at that little, oops, excuse me. That little rose is really pretty. I had to switch up a bunch of colors. And I made some wrong decisions. I brought in some purples and I didn't like it. So instead I'm going like the birds were a purple. Now they're more of a greenish teal. Let me show you my colors. This was kind of inspired by Miriam, who is Marumi Crafts, had a birthday recently, very close to January. Miriam must be a Capricorn. And she asked that we do a piece to celebrate her birthday, do a piece that you change all the colors. That's really intimidating for a big piece like that, so I just changed the fabric. It is a wild card fabric. So these are the flosses, all DMC. That purple, we're getting rid of that. So greens and pinks and whites, and some browns and stuff. We're getting rid of that purple. There's a couple yellows that are kind of buck wild in there, but I like them. Here's the thing. I look at the picture and then I look at this and they have two very different feelings. They have two very different feelings. And I like this piece, but this piece that I'm stitching and this piece feel like two different pieces now. Maybe because this one is on such dark fabric. There's a different mood to it. Does that make sense? I don't know. Maybe that's like a weird thing that I have. The mood is different. This one's kind of bright and vintagey and kind of quirky. And this one is more almost moody. It's more moody, but just because the colors, right? I don't mind it. I'm going to keep stitching it. I really like the pattern. It does not have the like accidental trans colors that this doesn't have the kind of accidental trans colors, the baby blue and the baby pink and the white that I really loved here. But I'm coming to terms with that, and I have plans for another trans inspired sampler. So my hopes and wishes for this piece, I'm putting on another piece. So it's okay if it's different. I'm telling myself it's okay if it feels different. The reason why I love this piece is that my printer was bad, but this little, it's the only sampler I know with the word queer in it, so I had to use it. The cuckoo is a queer bird. He sits upon the grass with his wings neatly folded and his beak thrust up his ass. I think it's the only sampler with arse in it too. Gosh. So this is my second long dog. It's not as big because it's tiny little stitches on 20. So I've worked on that for quite a bit, like from January 1st onward. I liked it. My goal is on all my multi-paged whips. I want to do at least a page on all of them a year. So we'll see. And I did this one. This is a new start. I started this on the 19th when I started my journey to Copenhagen, which was where we went on Christmas vacation. This is Mary Barton's work. Oh, I'm sorry. It's all folded. By Moji Stitches. Moji Stitches is from Australia. Oh golly. Okay, that's good. There she is. This is for my bird wall. You know, that wall where I'm going to put birds on it. Everyone's got a wall of like something, right? I was inspired. I watch Brenda and the Cereal Starter, and I love their big plans. In my community, we call them big man plans, where they're just like, they're very fully thought out, but would they ever come into fruition? Who knows? Who cares? So this is my bird wall. These are my big man plans. These are the colors. Ooh, so pretty. Dang. I dyed this piece with coffee. It's the same fabric that I use for Lady Man, and I'll show you that progress. There he is. I did this on 3 flights. One was a 5-hour flight, one was another like 6 or 7-hour flight, and then one was an 11-hour flight. That turned into... I'll tell you about it later. And there's my barbarian. Cute. Love it. So I stitched this on the plane, and I haven't picked it up since. I don't know why. Maybe because it's my plane project now. Maybe I'll bring it. We're going on a road trip later in the year, so maybe later in the year, later in the month. I'm sure we're going to a road trip later in the year too. So maybe I'll bring her then. There we go. Mary Barton. Am I fuzzy? No, I'm not fuzzy. Let's see. Those are my 2 starts. Let me see what other whips that I had to... What do I got? I got that. I got that. Let me... Oh, they're in here. Sorry. Don't look. This is like a Wizard of Oz thing. Don't look. Don't look in the corner. Don't look in the mess. Here we go. Okay. I did some work on William Morris, the Strawberry Thief. Hey, there's my Q-snap. There she is. We're gonna have to... That's on... Let's look at that. Maybe 32 count fabric. It's over 1, so it's teeny tiny. I used the called for. There he is. About a quarter of the way done. It would go really fast, but it's really, really tiny. So it goes less fast when it's so tiny. But we're crack-a-lacking on it. My mom for Christmas said, because I started this Christmas last year. Well, I guess 2 years ago now. And my mom's like, this year, the last Christmas, the 2020 Christmas, oh, how you doing on that? Like, oh, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm like, no, you're not. Give me 4 more years, maybe. Gotta harvest that Q-snap. The colors are fantastic. It's from this book, which I have 3 copies of. There's another video explaining that whole mess. One day for Snail Mail Club, I'm just going to start offloading. I'm just going to start offloading these books because I have so many of them. So I did that one. I did areas in the fall because we wanted to do some fall stitching. I did this one, Luhu Stitches, All About the Acorns. This was for Acorns and Threads digital retreat last year. I think it was in February. It was my first digital retreat. Yeah, Acorns Gathering would be that. This is the flosses. There's some variegated stuff in there. When I'm done this, I'm going to pass on just this to whoever wants it. Because this is a good little pattern to pass on. I won't stitch it again. I'll pass it on and give you all the fabric or give you all the floss and stuff when I finish. Probably next fall, right? Here it is. It's on. Something. 32 count? 32 count. Sand Dooms by Seraphim. He's all folded. Here he is. I did the squirrel. I did the squirrel. Cute. Without a tail, they kind of look scary, hey? I did the blends, and this is the first time that I really enjoyed doing the blends and how they looked. My last time and first time doing the blends, it was on a Stitch-along, and I didn't like it. Because it was a face, right? It was very, but this is nice. I like this. It just has fur. I'm going to put a very cute saying on that. And by cute, I mean it'll probably be a joke about nuts. That's not coming out till probably next fall, to be honest. Let's see what's in here. No, that's wrong. Not that one. This one. I put in some work on Gerald. If you saw my, this is by Kathy Barrick. If you saw my whip parade, this was the forgotten whip that I didn't have written down. And so it was just kind of forgotten, out of rotation. And I found the bag. I'm like, wait a minute, Gerald. This is on a 40 count. This was my first project on 40 count. It's just on like an antique white. Wait? Yeah, Zweigart 40 count antique white. I had a lot of frogging to do on this one. There he is. So cute. Love the houses. I got almost the whole bird done. Very nice. An egg. A egg. I love a Kathy Barrick. I like the Kathy Barrick because I should qualify that. I like that she is not afraid of big blocks of color, and she has a lot of big blocks of color, but there's also these little bitties, little patterns, little shapes that you can have fun with too. So if you want to, it's very versatile. If you want to stitch big blocks of color, she's got you. If you want to stitch little shapes, a bunch of little shapes, she got you. I like it. I like it a lot. So I stitched on that, so Gerald was not forgotten, and now Gerald is officially written down on my whip list, so I will not forget him. Speaking of never forgetting, this is the boy I've been working on recently. My boy. My sweet boy. Whoop. This is Lady Man by Bendy Stitchy, 1844. As you know, canonically, he is a trans man, and he is quite the lady man. He's a straight trans man, and he's quite the lady man. Big, just as the Gen Zs say, lady man has big T-boy swag. I'm an elder gay. I'm sorry. I'm 36 and I'm an elder gay. Lady man. Love him. I'm cruising for a finish, my friends. Recently, no. Like, quickly, no. But I'm cruising. Here's the floss. DMC. I use the sparkly. Oops. The sparkly tags. So many. Samplers have so many flosses. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is just on a cast shell. I don't know the difference between a natural cast shell and a linen. I could look that up, or I could hear you calling out at me what the difference is. You don't even say it to the wind, and I'll hear you. Okay, I'm like, you know, halfway. Oh, no, wait. Oh, I forgot about the ground. Michelle has us stitch the ground. I've got big man plans for the ground. Okay, here he is. Worth the wait. By the way, this is the same fabric that I used for Mary Barton, but I dyed it with the other one I dyed with coffee. So this is it, just natural. So I've done the two why was I going to say libraries? These are butterflies. Kind of. Did the two butterflies. I did the weird sun. I did the I'm lady man. I'm lady man. I did the house, which was a delight. I did the house while I was on a train in Copenhagen, going to one of the castles. I started the big filler, and then I, oh, look at his tiny little feet. Just tiny little piggies. So, so my, I want to do a lot of fill-in. I decided, so Michelle has, the pattern has us do half stitches. So like do one leg one way and then another leg the other way. I don't know if I think that was just to cut down on work. So we didn't have to do full crosses the entire bottom because the bottom's quite big. So what I did instead, and I'm gonna see if I can, oop. Yeah, there we go. So I did a full set of crosses and then some satin stitches and then a full set of crosses. I like that texture a lot more. I was gonna do some Smyrna crosses, but I don't know. I like this texture. So, and I don't mind doing full crosses on a large block area. We're gonna, yep. I don't mind it because sometimes on the weekends I smoke some legal, it's Canada, some legal green, and I don't have a brain to count. So I just want big blocks of color. So those big blocks of color are my weekend legal green stitching. I'm in Canada. So that's what oh, it's going to be great. I actually cannot wait to consume and just go on it. Just like satin stitch, cross stitch, satin stitch. Go, go, go. Big blocks. Love it. I love big blocks, and I cannot lie. I shouldn't. Okay. I have a Q-snap over there. I must have salvaged it from somewhere. Okay. Boy, were those on my whips? They sure were. Okay. Haul. I have so much, and it's kind of, and because it was my birthday and Christmas, so I might just show you the highlights of what I got, because we don't wanna. So my aunt is a vintage picker, and she does some really cool vintage shows. And so for my birthday every year she does a vintage show, and we go, and she gives us some, because my husband's birthday is around mine too, but he's a Scorpio and I'm a Sagittarius, so I'm a November Sagittarius. How rude. And he's a November Scorpio. I don't know what that means. I'm just trying to impress the Zodiac girlies. If you're a Zodiac girly, I have a crush on you. Anyway, let me see if I can get something behind this. Oh. Here you are. This is what I bought. I also bought I also bought a beaver. Like a whole skin of a beaver. I have it. It's mine. I like to touch it. I like when people come downstairs in the spare room and I say, hey, you wanna, I'm so sorry. This is for Betsy. Everyone else close your ears. Do you want to touch my beaver? Okay, you can open your ears. Betsy's laughing. No one else should be laughing. That was only a joke for Betsy. Anyway, I also bought this. I bought a beaver, and then I also bought this. This is, it looks like, I guess needlepoint would be what it is. So it's just these two birds, over and over. And it's about finished. Let me see. This frame, and it came on this frame. Oh, you know what? It's not finished. This is so relatable. Sorry, swear. I think there's supposed to be fill in, but whoever did it, like the background's supposed to be like this, but whoever did it, they stuck their needle in it and they're like, I'm done. They're just done. And you know what? I agree. So here it is. I love it. Hey, this is gonna go on my bird wall. I just love that there is a piece that someone worked very hard on, and then it would be just such a shame that it wasn't displayed. Even if it's not finished, I consider it finished. I think I'm gonna get my partner to stain the wood, because this is kind of a natural wood. Maybe stain it darker. And then I'm gonna put it up on my bird wall. It'll be the first piece on my bird wall. I love it very much. And I love the spirit on it of whoever just didn't finish it, because I love the idea of them starting a full background and then deciding, F it. I ain't doing this. It's a D attitude. Beautiful. I love it so much. I got that. What else do I have? Oh, I'll talk about this now. I went a little buck wild, and I got an order from Jody. Cedar River Linen and Design. Trixie Tricycle. Oh, sorry. Fix my hair. The D drinking game. Every time they fix their hair, take a drink. Cedar. Oh. I'm sniffing a lot of things today. So Trixie Tricycle, Jody, has started a business. Of course she has. Never before have I seen such just put together business look, plan, aesthetic. When my box came, the tags, she has her own, folks, like, she has her own branded paper, like wrapping paper. Just, so I didn't need a ½ meter of fabric. So I got the two big bright colors in Jody's first collection. And if you go to her video about like the inspiration, I would definitely recommend it. Jody lives in Washington State, and wanted to give the feeling, the Pacific Northwest feeling. And I just live across the border, literally an hour, not an hour away from her, but an hour away from Washington State. My parents live in Washington State. The Pacific Northwest feeling is an aesthetic that's very close to my heart. So these pieces that Jody created and these colors that Jody created are just like chef's kiss. I'll give them two chef's kiss. This is or boreal. It is showing up a little bit more olive green, but it's definitely a darker forest green. I really like the modeling that you can see there. It's flippin' fantastic. Can I move it away? Yeah. Okay, there. That's a little bit more true to color. Oh, and look at the tags. She's got everything. This is our boreal, and this is red cedar. That's quite true to color. No, a little more washed out. There we are. Nope. Again, you can see the modeling that it's just fantastic. I don't do a lot of like natural colors. I should start getting, you know, I should start getting some more Jody fabric. But this is just, it's fantastic. My plan, I got a lot of it. I got like I don't know. I got a lot. I got the whole thing. I just got too excited because I want to stitch, probably I'll stitch some big samplers on it. But also, I would love to use this for, Kari and I are going to release a Stitch North exclusive. I'm going to bring it when we go to Stitch North, when I go to Stitch North, in April. And then also a freebie that we're going to do is probably going to be on the Jody fabric because I have a lot of it and it's gorgeous and chef's kiss. So thank you, Jody. I will definitely be probably going back and buying some more of the naturals because I want them because the fabric's very beautiful. I got that. Speaking of going from Cedar River linen to cheese. For my birthday, my buddies and I dyed, had some fun, and we dyed. I did some vintage shopping, thrift shop shopping, and I just got a load, like $10 worth of like a meter or two of Aida. If you ever need Aida, go to a thrift shop. So we just had fun. This is almost like a tie-dye. Check out this one. We just had a lot of fun. I love doing it. Even if I don't use it, I might just, you know, send it to people, right? Send it to friends. These pieces, and then these pieces were ice dyed. My best friend used to dye a lot of yarn, so had a lot of ice dyeing stuff. We had a lot of fun. Pretty. Again, I don't have any plans for this stuff, but it's also very good for me to like chop up and distribute to the people via snail mail. Ice dye. Holy jumping, hey? Big pieces, like giant pieces. I like this one. This one's stripey. This is not ice dyed. This is just Rit dyed. And then this is my favorite. I'll show you this one. This reminds me of, it's very washed out. It's really lime green and like a bright blue. This reminds me of, I call it Rainforest Cafe because it reminds me of the frog. Cha-Cha the frog from Rainforest Cafe. If you're a 90s kid, you know, right? I'm an 80s kid, but I still know. Okay. I had a lot of fun doing these, and I want to go thrift shopping for some more. My buddy got some more natural colors, so that's, I think, the next batch that we're going to do are more like muted and natural colors. Not that these brights aren't like fantastic, but sometimes you need some big naturals. Oh. Oh. So, this is a good question. I got a bunch of stuff from Copenhagen, but where did it go? This is a good question. Here's the problem. Because I'm such a messy mess, I don't know where they all went. Poopy. Yeah. Oh, wait. Ha 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 ha. Hee hee hoo 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 hee hee hee. There we are. So, for vacation, my partner and I went to Copenhagen. He grew up there. He was like, I don't know, grades like 3 to 7 when he was little. And I've never been. And I would say, friends, Copenhagen, you might have seen my stories. Copenhagen, I think, is my favorite European city, period. It's got a really Pacific Northwest feeling, I was going to say accessible, but European cities are not accessible. Accessible in that transit is very easy. There's transit everywhere, trains, there's subway and a train, bicycle and bicycle sharing, easy. It's a very walkable city. Again, it's walkable, but it's not accessible. Like, there's cobblestones everywhere, and it's really hard to get around if you are not able-bodied, for sure. And that's all of Europe, I get the feeling, or most of Europe. But Copenhagen is just the feeling of, like, it's very big coffee culture and cafe culture, but not like Paris cafe culture, but like get a Danish and a really good coffee and sit and watch the rain, right? That's very like Portland and Seattle and Vancouver coffee culture. So I was able to go to a tiny little yarn and cross-stitch store. I got one of these. It's just little cute little motifs, Danish motifs. I really like it. It's just nice to have. It's a neat little souvenir. There were, in almost every museum, there was like a cross-stitch kit. One of my favorites was, we went to the Copenhagen Workers Museum, which is like the history of unions and socialism. Hell yeah. In Copenhagen and in Denmark. And they had some great cross-stitch kits. It was really fantastic. Out of my budget, but very good. So we had that. Let's see, anything else? Oh, I got some of this. Of course, some Purim of Copenhagen linen. I think this turns out to be 28 count. Just a bright red. And this one's called, Christmas Red. This one's called Peskin Sun. I don't have anything like these colors. So, again, a nice souvenir. Very nice, very pretty. What's all this? I'll also show you. I got some, again, my aunt does a lot of vintage shopping, and so had a bunch of, like, look at this, birds, cross-stitch birds. We got some oldie, something special country floral collection. I love florals anyways. I think these are fun. Sorry. This one says, happiness is a mother-in-law like you. My mother-in-law doesn't speak to me, so. I've got some. Oh, cool. This is all embroidery pieces. I got a Q-snap. She found a Q-snap for me. Oh my god. Oh, this is just waste fabric. But look. So cute. Love it. Love it. These are actually cool. Blue Boy and Pinky. Again, Blue Boy, big T-boy swag. I kind of like him, actually. He's cute. Oh. Wow. And I got some, what do I also got? Some florals. I've got these. These are kind of classic needlepoint. You've probably seen these around. A dog, right? Have you seen these dogs? Have you seen them? Oh, that's a good dog. I have 2 of them. Maybe I'll give these away somewhere. That's a good dog. There's so much in here. Whoa! Hey, there's my boy. There's my boy. I guess it was meant to be. This is some good stuff to give away. And oh! Sorry. One moment. Hello. Oh, hello. Hello, Absolute Nightmare. Oh. Oh, I love them. I'm going to kiss them both on the forehead. Or they're going to come into my bedroom and kiss me right on the forehead. Just some good stuff. Oh, wow. I love these. Just classic florals. Gorgeous. I love them. Those don't go out of fashion, folks. Absolutely. Okay. Great. I love it. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Oh. Yeah, look. Just some classic florals. I love it. Great, yes. Yeah, I mean, I have some, like, I got a bunch of stuff from Copenhagen, but it's a mess. I think that's all you want to see. They're fun. This is fun. I love it. Okay. I think that's it. So let's do just a little talk. We're not going to do, well, usually I do a little education, but I do want to talk about this month's Stitch for Pride. If you don't know what Stitch for Pride is, I actually have a video about it. You can, it's probably linked below, or if you just go to my feed, you'll find it about what Stitch for Pride is. But just in a nutshell, excuse me, Stitch for Pride is a 12-month learning learning calendar where you're going to learn things about the you're going to learn things about the 2S LGBTQIA community, but more specifically, you're also going to learn how to become a better accomplice. If you are an accomplice, if you're outside of our community, if you are inside the community, this is your chance to learn our history. This is a chance to really engage with it. So it's for everyone. There's some learning prompts. There's some action prompts of how to actually be an accomplice that I encourage everyone to do. And if you have time and you would like to reward yourself and do some meditative stitching, I have a stitching prompt as well. This month, January, I focused on trans authors. Specifically, the first learning bit is the book I Am Jazz, and it is a book that was co-written by at the time, a 14-year-old trans girl who has now grown up and is still an activist. But on that learning piece, I also have a list of trans authors, and I'm so excited to see people adding trans authors to their reading list. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about the education piece, just a tiny education piece, is why it's important to put trans authors on your reading list and promote it. And not just books with trans characters. So it's really important for trans people to have a voice, especially now when being trans is, it's hard. There's been a lot of anti-trans movements, both in the United States and the United Kingdom, specifically England, and it's getting harder and harder to be vocal in a safe way for fear of backlash or violence. So if we get the words of trans authors out into the open, it makes our views, it makes our point of views and how we think and feel, it makes us more human to maybe people who don't think we should exist. So it's really important to hear our words and to listen and to feel. And we're looking for authentic trans points of view. So trans authors write trans people, or trans points of view. It's authentic. There are a lot of books with trans characters, but if they are written by cis non-trans authors, then you don't have authenticity there. Hopefully they'll have like a trans reader to like, or editor to read over and give advice, but there's not an authenticity there. So that's why it's really important to support trans authors if you want to read about trans points of view. The reason why I say this is because it's always important to give visibility to trans creators. So one of the action items is to buy or purchase like pro-trans t-shirts, or buy from a trans store that puts out pro-trans stickers, or like protect trans kids and that sort of thing. And again, I want to say that it's really important when you're buying or when you're looking for like protect trans rights or protect trans kids merch, make sure you buy it from a trans person. If a cis or non-trans person puts out that merch and they're making money, they're making money off of like trans people. And they may consider themselves an ally, but non-trans people shouldn't get money from the backlash from transphobia. And I will say this too, if it extends to the cross-stitch community, cis designers, non-trans designers should not make money from pro-trans designs or protect trans kids designs. They should not make money off of it, because the number one cause of transphobia is non-trans people. So make sure when you are reading books, and if you want to read book with a trans point of view, read it from a trans author. If you want to buy pro-trans merch, buy it from a trans creator. If you want to stitch on trans patterns, make sure you buy it from a trans person. Please, oh please, oh please, oh please, oh please, please, give us money. Put money in our pockets. It's really helpful. It helps us. It helps the community. It definitely helps us. So just a bug in your ear just when you are reading. Again, it's wonderful to see media with trans people in it, but so often when we see media with trans people in it, and it's written by non-trans people, it's sometimes very dire. I mean, look at things like trans people being the bad guy, or that the trope of a man in a dress. Like you have, I mean, Ace Ventura. Like, it's awful that a lot of trans representation in media is a joke or has violence attached to it. And that's because a lot of the trans representation in media were written by non-trans people. So just be aware, if you want to consume trans media, make sure it's created by a trans person, because we have a perspective. We have a point of view that needs to be out there and needs to be visible, because right now that point of view is trying to be silenced. I hope that makes sense. That was kind of messy, but that's why I wanted this month to be about trans authors, because it is very important now more than ever to get voices and trans voices out, and share it with the public about our thoughts and feelings and how we see the world. It's very, very important to make us like real people. We're real people. We're just real people. Okay, I think that's it. Oh, no, it's not it. Oh, sneak peek next month for February. Right now, I'm working, because it is Black History Month in the United States. My goal is to do something based around, the Stitch for Pride will be something based around the Harlem Renaissance, because that also had, there was a very queer section of the Harlem Renaissance. So I'm really excited I'm still doing research. I'm glad I have a month because it takes a while, but I'm really excited to dig into that and continue to dig into that, and I hope you are too. So that's just like a sneak peek. Okay, snail mail. Every time I do a Flosstube, I pick a comment from the last Flosstube and I send a piece of mail to. It could just be a postcard. It could, who knows what it is. It's something. I have a big bag full of stuff and maybe it's fabric, who knows. I'll send you something. And the only thing you need to do is you have to be a subscriber, you have to be over 18, and you have to fill out, I have a snail mail form that's down below if you would like to be part of that. So you have to comment, you have to be over 18, you have to be part of my snail mail list, you have to sign up. That's it. So the person who gets this month's, it's Roxanne Green. And they left me a really nice comment. Thank you, Roxanne. So Roxanne they will be getting a little piece of love in the mail very soon. Okay, I think that's it. That felt like a whirlwind. And guess what? My space has gotten even more messy. Wonderful! I love it. I will see you in February, and we'll talk then. Until next time, I'm your Stitch Dad, and I love you, and I'm really proud of you. Bye!